Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you around 2, maybe 3 jobs, depending on timing, see how we get on. The first job we're going to start with is over in Partridge Green. Now this is a rear elevation, single-storey extension, creating more of an open plan living space for this family, consisting of a kitchen, living room area and also a little snug. So that's the general type of open plan living space that people tend to go for. So I was in need for some new boots as the other ones started to wear away. So I've nipped into Bright Fixings in Horsham, walked straight up to these and thought, yeah, I'll have them. Let's go show you the job and see what's happening. Right, so starting at the front of the property, this is where we recently installed a new front door. We also raised the level of this front door, as previously there was a step down from the house into the porch. So we raised the level up, allowing that continuation of the floor level throughout. Progressing down the side of the property, we've installed a new window into the existing kitchen, which is now part utility room, part downstairs cloakroom, where they originally didn't have a downstairs cloakroom. Now this is where we constructed the rear extension. Now we've gone for a pitched roof, gable to gable, and finished off with a 2020 tile on top. So let's go out to the back. Like most of our extensions, we tend to go for either sliding doors or bifold doors. In this particular circumstance, we've gone for bifold doors. This is in an anthracite grey aluminium, which also matches the window to the left of that as well. So as you may know, these fully concertina to one side, allowing you to have that flow from indoors and outside living, which takes us on to the new dining area with a little part snug as well. So as well as the bifold doors behind me, we've also installed 2 evenly spaced Veluxes above, which are a lovely size and they allow even more natural light to come into this extension, shining on into the new kitchen area. These can be accessed by simply using a pole, which you extend, pull the handle down, and then you can drop them to allow more ventilation to come through as well. Just another way of maximising the feeling of space and just encouraging more natural light into the property. Which leads us onto this beautiful kitchen. Now, as part of our in-house design service, we are able to supply and install our own kitchens like this one behind us, manufactured by Crown, which we work closely alongside with. This creates a much simpler process for the client, relieving them of any stress and just purely handing the whole project over to us. Okay, so let's go through the kitchen layout. We've got the island positioned over here, which is going to have a breakfast bar, which runs along the side and returns at the end, creating a space for 2 stools to this side and 1 stool here. To my left is going to house the new fridge freezer, and next to that is going to be a banked oven. We've also got our kitchen hob located over here with the continuation of wall units wrapping along here, and also your other units at low level. We'll go take you on through this door now. So Kyle has been working today, reinstalling this door. Originally, it swung open this way, but it made a lot more sense for us to swing it the other side and open it into the room, allowing easier access to the light switches, which are gonna control the 2 individually spaced pendants above the island, shining light directly down, and also the spotlights around and inside the new extension as well. So that's the first project done for today. I'm going to take you over to Horsham now. We're going to show you around 2 more. So let's go and check them out. Okay, so second project of the day. This one is another single-storey rear extension. However, in comparison to the last one, this is a flat roof construction instead of a pitched. Now the guys are busy cracking on the roof today. So we got Richard and Ben. They are finishing off the flat roof construction, laying the OSB boards throughout, getting it ready for the fiberglasses. So let's go in and see how we're looking. Okay, so originally, we was only going to have a small rear extension from about roughly this position here, as the existing house came to where I just pointed out. Once removing the roof structure, because we're going to be changing that for a flat roof construction and knocking down some walls, we started to reveal the structural integrity of the house at its current state, and walls were wobbling around, the footings weren't as deep as they should be really for that weight above. So after going back and having some further conversations with the client, we come with the best solution would be to just completely take it to its blank canvas, leaving the floor structure inside, leaving one of the external walls that lead on, which is a party wall leading onto the neighbour's side, and then just reconstructing this brick and block work running along here. Also upgrading the cavity with the current regulations and installing 120mm Celotex in between, taping up those joints. So let's come over to the back of the property. So on this house, we have a red featured detail on the corners and around the windows. So we've continued this feature on the new construction of the build to the rear, where we've got a set of French doors, which are also going to have 2 side lights either side. So this is going to be positioned over here. So you've got to bear with me with the sound because the guys are busy upstairs and I don't want them to tell them to stop because we want to keep them busy. So behind me we've got where the 2 French doors are going to be, along with the side lights. So in comparison to going for like a bifold door or a sliding door, some people like to just simply have a set of French doors leading out to the garden, and then to carry on maximising the amount of light coming through, they had installed 2 side lights. Which brings me on to the roof lantern above, which is directly positioning down here into the snug area. So I'll take you through the construction of that in a second. So here we've got a block and beam oversight. Now a block and beam oversight is typically used when either there's various drainage bits running down below, so you want to prevent any more added pressure going into that area. But the other reason it can be used is due to the existing part of the house being a suspended floor, whether that's timber or block and beam, so you've got to keep that ventilation going through. But in this circumstance, it was simply because of all the mains pipes running through the property. To enable us to take out the back of the property, we had to install a certain number of stills. We've got a steel beam above me now, which is supported by 2 posts either side. This is taking the weight of above and also lateral straight as well. These are concreted in and screwed down into 2 pads either side, which the engineer spec'd. So typically they tend to go normally about a 900 square, 600 deep. It's all dependent on the soil that's underneath, so they can vary every time. So this still has then enabled us to construct our parapet wall, which we'll be doing at a later date, creating that separation from us and the neighbours, as this is a party wall and certain regulations apply. So as we step up, so what there is going to be, there's going to be a step from the new extension up into the existing part of the house, which is where the kitchen area is going to be. So we're going to have units continuing along this wall, and then like an L-shaped island coming along here with some stools and a breakfast bar, etc. And then to the side opposite, we've got a little opening there, which is where the oven was originally located, and we're going to be simply installing that in the same position too. As this area used to be a utility room and a downstairs cloakroom. The boiler was originally located here. So because we've opened this space up, we then had to relocate the boiler, which is why we have positioned that over in the far corner there, which is going to be cleverly hidden behind some kitchen units, so you won't know it's there unless, of course, you open the door, allowing you for maintenance and general stuff like that. So let's take a look on upstairs, show you what the guys are busy doing, and go through the roof structure. So this roof is quite a simple construction. So we've got our roof ceiling joists which run along this way, going from either side low bearing wall, and then we have our cross flow ventilation. So the cross flow ventilation is formed by these battens running along the joist. So when the warm air meets the cold air, you prevent the likelihood of there being any condensation. So after that, you install furrings. Now the furrings tapered timbers. They go from, in this circumstance, 100mm to 0, but we've cut off the ends so they're a bit higher. So they're shaped like this, allowing the water to run off into the gutter, which will be positioned down the side. So as I mentioned earlier inside, this is where the roof lantern is going to be. So this is going to be a bespoke roof lantern to the sizes that we requested. So they make everything to size. We get it delivered and then we install that on site, and then we have a general upstand above the roof of 150mm to 200mm. This is just to prevent any water from tracking in and getting into the roof light, which is not what we want. So the likelihood is we're going to be installing black soffit fascias to the, around here, the perimeter. We've kept the side tight going onto the neighbouring side, and then we also have to install a vented soffit throughout, so where we've got that cross flow ventilation, it can escape underneath. So as I mentioned, due to this being a party wall, and previously the existing house structure followed that pitch roof here, so because we've removed that, raised the roof slightly, installing a flat roof, we need to create that separation from us to the neighbour's side. So that's why we're going to be installing a parapet wall finished off with coping stones, which will look really nice and tie in with the extension quite well. So sadly, we haven't got enough time today to show you around our third project of the day, but be sure to keep your eyes peeled because we're going to be showing you a lot more projects that we have ongoing at the minute, not only in Horsham, but also in the surrounding areas. Thanks once again for watching our video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also drop us an email, drop us a message with any questions you may have about some of the projects you've seen today or on our previous videos, and we'll get back to you straight away. Thank you for watching.